Section 8.4 is angles of elevation and depression. So angles of elevation or depression are the angles formed by a horizontal line and the line of sight to an object above or below the horizontal line. Now I know that sounds confusing, but copy it down and then come on back and we'll talk about it. So if I have a horizontal line, and let's say a person is standing here, and they look up to the top of a tree. Okay, so I know that's a really big tree and a really little person, but this person is looking up towards the tree. This is the angle of elevation, looking up. Then let's say we have somebody who's flying in an airplane, and yeah, that's an airplane, and they look down towards the ground. The angle that they look down on is the angle of depression. Okay, so angles of elevation and angles of depression. So let's see what we're going to do with these. You stand 72 feet from a building. So between you and the building, it is 72 feet. There's the building. Your angle of elevation to the top of the building is 63 degrees, and your eye level is 5 feet. So this angle here is 63 degrees, your eyes looking up to the top of the building, and you're standing 5 feet above the ground. How tall is the building? So I want to know this entire height. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this angle as a right angle, because this is a horizontal line and a building is a vertical line. And I'm going to try to find the distance from the top of the building to my line of sight. So I already know that this distance is 72, and I'm looking for this distance here. So the sides that I'm looking for are the opposite and the adjacent. And we learned the other day that that has to do with the tangent. So the tangent of 63 degrees equals the opposite over the adjacent side. So 72 tan of 63 is x. Using your calculators, 72 times the tan of 63, make sure you're using degrees, equals 141.308 will do. So if this is 141.308 feet, and my line of vision is 5 feet from the ground, the building is 146.308 feet. So we've used our trigonometry, our side ratios, using the calculator and an angle of elevation to find the height of the building. So here's another one. You're in a hot air balloon. So you're up here floating in the sky, a little basket, right? So that's a balloon. Looking down at your friend. So your friend is down here. So as you look down, your angle of depression is 35 degrees. If your altitude, and I'm going to say we're looking down at his feet because they didn't tell us how tall this person was. If your altitude, hold on. So if your altitude, which would be this distance, is 300 feet, the question is, how far away are you from your friend? So there's our angle. We know the opposite side, and we need the hypotenuse. So the trigonometric function that has to do with opposite and hypotenuse is sine. The sine of 35 degrees equals 300 over my unknown. Multiply both sides by x. and then divide by the sine of 35. So again, using your calculator, 300 divided by the sine of 35 degrees gives you x equals 523.034. Okay? So those are some examples of using trig functions and angles of depression and angles of elevation. That's it.